Assalamu alaikum, Faisal here, and welcome to the third part of the discovering your mission exercises. Sorry. Okay, so what we're gonna cover is four more exercises. So let's begin. So let me explain this one. Imagine that you're John Wick in this picture. You've got 20 guns to your head. Now these people are serious. You only have 30 seconds to write down the thing you're going to do for the next 10 years. You will be forced to do that thing that you write down. If you haven't written anything in 30 seconds, those guns will go off. Your time starts now. Time's up. Let's move on. So, this one's called What's Your Instrument? So, if you remember, we talked about Imam Ghazali and the alchemy of happiness. So there's a part where he says the heart is like a hunter, and it's hunting for its contentment, and it's hunting for what makes it happy, which is knowing Allah. Everyone has an instrument that they hunt with, because what you're doing is you're hunting your contentment. How do we figure this out? Now, most people struggle with three basic issues in life. One is their identity, i.e., who am I? Second is their importance, or where their income comes from. And the third is their impact or influence, like what is my place in life. So to give you a couple of examples here, just to make this real. This staff on the left-hand side, this would be his instrument, or what he would draw. Because what was his identity? He was a shepherd, which is represented by a staff. That was also represented his income, or his importance in his community, because that's how he made his money, and it also represented how he made his impact. So the staff turned into a snake, and also the parting of the sea. So that one's very clear that that's Hazrat Musa's instrument. On the right hand side, you can see that's Michael Jordan, the Air Jordan logo. Again, his identity, it represents his identity as a basketballer, his income, it comes from all this, and then his impact on the world is represented by that as well. I mean, some other examples that you can think of with this thing. What would Ronaldo or Messi be? It would be quite simple. That one probably just be a football, because again, represents his identity, what he is. His income comes from that, and his impact and influence comes from that. Muhammad Ali would probably be boxing gloves. Someone like Malcolm X, that would probably be like a microphone, because again, his speech is what kind of represented his identity and influence to this day. For me, if I'm thinking about this, what it might be for me is something like maybe knowledge, not knowledge, a book, because obviously there's something that represents my identity. I really love lifelong learning, reading, and knowledge. Obviously, I want to be an author, so income and that could be representative, and I'd hope that book is influential and impacts people. So maybe a book would be something that represents me. So with that whole thing in mind, I want you to draw. So not writing this time. I want you to draw what would be your logo or your instrument that would allow you to hunt for your contentment. So I'll give you 5 minutes to draw something, So you can pause it, put your timer on, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so that's 5 minutes up, and let's go to the next one, which is what world do you want to see? Now, imagine you had the ability to change just one thing about the world to hand it over to the next generation. What would it be? It could be to remove something that's bad, or it could be to add something. But you're only allowed to change one thing. What problem would you most like to solve, or what world do you most want to see? So again, I'll give you 5 minutes to do this one. Again, write the first thing that comes to your mind. Don't overthink it. Just let the pen do the work. So you can pause here, and then when you're back, I will go on to the next one. Okay, great. So for the next one, before I go on to it, I want you to close your eyes. I want you to close your eyes. Okay. Please do not open them at any point. I want you to just get comfortable in your seat, just to relax and just imagine the words in your mind as we're going along. So just listen and picture the scene in your mind. So if you're rushed for time, do not do this exercise. If you're listening on 2x speed, I would say that slow it down just for this one. I want you to have around 30 to 40 minutes spare to do this one. Okay, great. So if you're ready, if your eyes are closed, I will begin. It's been a long day. You're super tired. You've been away for a few days, but finally you're ready to go home. It's dark outside. It's cold and miserable. It's raining non-stop. You probably should rest, but you promise yourself you'll get a coffee at the service station later. You just want to get home into your warm bed. You drive. It's pitch black. You're on a city road, but there's not much lighting. It's raining furiously. You drive for a good 10 minutes. You had the radio on, but you switch it off because you just want silence. You're thinking about what happened earlier in the day. You're thinking about your family and how you can't wait to see them. Your phone is dead, so you just put it on charge, fiddling with the wire. All of a sudden, a bend comes out the blue. Your car slips and slides and crashes hard into an oncoming car and slides down the road, rolling over twice. You go flying out the seat, through the window, and you end up on the side of the road in a crumpled heap in agony. By the time you wake up, you see police cars, multiple ambulances on the scene, and the whole road has been blocked off. You get up, groaning in pain. There is blood all over your clothes, and scratches and grazes everywhere. There's a crowd that's formed around your car. No one has noticed you get up. The ambulance men seem concerned. Maybe the other driver didn't survive. You limp towards them, and as you do, you see them carry a body into the ambulance with urgency. You try to glance a look, but you couldn't quite see their face. You look around for a policeman to speak to, so you can give your statement. All of a sudden, You hear your name being mentioned by the ambulance on their radio, so you walk towards them instead. As you get closer and closer, something seems weird. Why is no one helping you? You're in a serious accident. You're keen to look at the other party involved in the accident, so you step into the ambulance to take a look, and you unzip the body bag. You go cold. You see the other body. It's you. It's all over. It all ended so abruptly. There was so much you wanted to do, so much left unachieved. You don't know what to do, how to process it. You just sit in the back of the ambulance, frozen. All of a sudden it starts moving. It takes you to the hospital. You blank out. The next thing you know, you hear a familiar voice. It's one of your family members. They start sobbing uncontrollably as they see your lifeless body. You have the sensation of feeling physically sick, but of course, nothing comes out. You're dead. You blank out again. The next you wake up, it's your funeral. You see your family, your friends, your parents, your children. They're in tears. They're crying. There's so much more time they expected to spend with you. So much of your children's life that you won't experience. The funeral prayer is prayed and everyone leaves to go towards the graveyard. You start replaying your life over and over and over in your mind. All the mistakes, all the regrets, all the wasted time. Why did you stay in a job you hated for so long? Why did you put off what you really wanted to do? If only you had spent more time with family. If only you had prayed more. If only you had worried less, been less scared. If only you had a chance to come back, you'd do it different, you'd say. No point now. You begin to see the grave being dug. Your family members lower your body deeply into the grave. This is it. The test is over. Time for reckoning. That first soil is thrown over your coffin, then the second, and the third, and then it all blacks out. Silence. All of a sudden, you wake up. It was all a dream. It felt so real. You're relieved, but the lesson stays with you. No more wasting time. It's time to do what you always wanted to do. No more fear. Life is too short. Life is too short. You write a letter to yourself so you don't forget this experience and how it made you feel. You want to tell yourself all the things you must do now that you have a second chance at life. What do you write? So that's the end of all the exercises. So for this one, I want you to actually, right now, whilst you've got this emotion and feeling in your mind, to write out this letter to yourself about what you would do now that you've got a second chance. I want you to visualize, all those things that you're thinking, all those things, all those emotions you experienced when you were thinking about, your children at your funeral, or your family at your funeral, or you being lowered into the grave, or the soil going on over you. What would you do? So that's it for this one. I'll see you on the next one.